Yes, people. What's going on? It's Got Talks Football, and we're back again with another video. Honestly, guys, it feels like it's been a long time, but the last time I streamed, I think, was Sunday. Today's Wednesday. It has been a long time. Usually, I'm so used to streaming every other day or every couple days. I'm sorry to keep you guys hanging, but how's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. There's a couple things that we need to discuss as Mikel Arteta's transfer plan for January has been somewhat spoken about by top-tier journalists. And has Mikel Arteta's transfer budget been revealed, in addition to how many potential signings we might be looking to get in January? Let me know what you guys think about that. And if we will sign anybody or anything in January, let me know. Also, we got to talk about this big game versus West Ham. Yes, we have to win our home games in order for us to help ourselves secure this league title. Our home games cannot be where we drop points. And against West Ham, it's going to be a tricky fixture. So we're going to get into it, all of that, plus who's going to start now that Kai Havertz is going to miss this crucial fixture. But before we get any further, I'm going to have Tommy joining us, West Ham fan, later in the stream. I spoke to Dan Lawless. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it, but he did throw out a prediction, and I'll let you guys know what his prediction was later in the video. But yes, if you guys can hear me, my question to you guys today is, what did you guys do during the holidays? And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know, and I can share some of the enjoyment with you guys. But let me bring my guy Curran in the building. Curran, how you doing, man?
I'm all good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good, man. How you been this holiday break? What have you been up to, man?
I'm just relaxing with the family. Not really much too special going on. Yeah, looking forward to getting back into some football after.
There you go.
It was weird having everyone else play, and then we're just the only ones just sitting on the sidelines. But yeah, looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Boxing Day fixtures were weak. They should have put Arsenal on. They couldn't put Arsenal on Boxing Day for some reason. I don't know why. They put Liverpool there. They couldn't have put us also.
I don't really care. Honestly, the fixtures, like they kind of were sleeper, but like the actual games themselves were pretty decent. Like the Nottingham Forest game was very good. Bournemouth had a good game against Fulham, and then obviously the whole Man United topsy-turvy, whatever the hell that was. So the actual games themselves were quite decent. It's just that the scorecard turns out to be a bit like that's not really that enticing. But the games themselves were all right. I mean, yeah, no, it's just annoying because I don't want to play. I don't want to be sitting there watching everyone else play. So,
hey, all I know is I've seen Newcastle get absolutely thumped by Forest, and I was like, I kind of enjoyed that slightly. And I was like, yes, I was rubbing my hands together, enjoying every little bit of that. Also, I seen the Sheffield United Luton Town game, and I was like, that was crazy. 3-2 from them. The Bournemouth win, 3-0 Bournemouth, and Dominic Solanki watch. Are you getting excited about the Dominic Solanki links? Because I'm not really one to get excited about those links to Dominic Solanki to Arsenal. What do you think about it? He's the informed striker in the league right now.
He's a very good player. Look, he's seems to be adapting to Areola and the whole positional play system they've got going on, the revolution they've got going down at Bournemouth. But like honestly, I don't really see getting excited for any particular reason. I think it's all a bit ITK talk, and it is what it is. I think everyone just knows we're looking maybe for a forward, maybe in now, maybe summer, and they're just putting names together and seeing what happens. But you never know. If there's something actually concrete comes out, like for example, we're preparing a bid or something, then sure. But at this moment, it's just very much we'll see what happens, and I don't think we'll see any movement in the first week or two. So we'll see what happens in the actual window. I don't really put too much emphasis on links now.
Okay, let's just start by the since we're on the striker topic, let's just start with this topic, because I've been seeing this a lot lately. And during this video, we're going to kind of discuss things that people have been saying and link it to the transfer news. So first thing I'm hearing a lot is Arsenal need a striker to win the league. Now, in that statement alone, you think that, one player will decide our fate this season. I don't think that's remotely true. But the premise that we don't score enough goals or we're not clinical enough, can somewhat be put up there and say, yeah, we should be finishing our chances a little bit better. But then you look at the numbers; they state that we are one of the better teams at finishing our chances. At least the chances we do create. We don't create as many chances. Would a striker really change that? I don't know. I'm just looking at some of the stuff that people are saying, and it's like Dominic Solanki, Ivan Toney. I'm even hearing people throwing around every name around the league. So, what do you think? Do you think there's a myth, or do you think there's some relative truth to this, that Arsenal need a striker to win the league this season?
Well, I'll just put it this way, right? Look at the games we've dropped points in, right? We've looked at games like the Spurs draw, for example. That wasn't because we couldn't score goals. We scored 2 goals. We made a mistake and let them score the second goal straight after we scored ours. So, and then the same thing with Fulham. We scored 2. Then a dodgy corner we let go, and then they capitalize. And then another one is the Newcastle game. Sure, we couldn't have put away our chances to get the win or even a draw, but the issues came from not defending a cross into the box very well. I don't think it's a case of looking at anyone can say you can get a striker. A striker would be lovely. Like, I would love a striker, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, I don't think it's the main issue. The main issue is we have, look at the weekend. We score with Gabriel, great header, and then Zinchenko gets done. It's the mistakes. That's what's costing us points. It's not that we're goal shy. Sure, a couple of more goals would be great, and we haven't created enough chances. I'll agree with that. Fine, but saying a striker will generate chances, that's one thing, and I think that's something that does need to be addressed. But the main thing that needs to be addressed is, what are we doing with Zinchenko? Is that going to be a thing that continues, or are we going to bring someone in to help him there? When's Timber coming back? Because Ben White is kind of on his last legs. And then we've got Tomiyasu and Timber, who we don't know what they are fitness-wise. Are they going to their respective AFCON and Asia Cups? And if they are, what condition will they come back in? So for me, the positions that needed to go, and this is in ranking in order. The first for me is the defender. I think maybe a left back or a right-sided centre back. So we can have a cover for Saliba, so he's not on his last legs in May when we'll need him the most, or a left back to completely take out Zinchenko to really help him go for help him be in a bit more of a rotation piece. So we're not starting him in big games. We're starting him against a Crystal Palace, a Luton, a Sheffield, where they're going to be sitting back a lot, and we need him to help us break them down. The issue now against these big teams is, can we keep them out? And I don't want Zinchenko and Salah again, ever, for this football club. That should not be a thing. So that, for me, is a more pressing issue. Would I love a midfielder? Would I love a striker? Would I love a winger? Sure. Of course I would. But you have to talk in terms of priority. And if we are strapped for cash FFP-wise, the first thing you need to do is address the main concern, which is the left-back area or the right-sided centre-back area. Because if you get a right-sided centre-back, right, that means that Tomiyasu can move to left-back. He's no longer an issue at right-sided centre-back. He can move to left-back, and we can put him there for big games. If you buy a left-back, it means that you can have Ben White as right-sided centre-back cover, and you can have Timber starting at right-back when he comes back.
Let me give you a scenario. Arsenal go for Dominic Solanki in the January window.
Okay.
We somehow move away from Eddie Nketiah to then get the move for Dominic Solanki.
Okay.
Do you still see the club then going again in the summer to then reinforce the striker position even more?
No, because the thing is, the only way we do that is because, remember, Dominic Solanki isn't a £40 million investment. That's a 60.
How much does he cost?
It's going to be 60, 65. He's their main ridiculous. Man. This is the thing. So this is another reason why he's homegrown. He's entering his peak years. Like, why would they? If Tony, who hasn't played for 6 months, is going to go for nearly 100 mil, why wouldn't the most informed striker in the league go for 65, 60 million? It doesn't make much sense. So I just think that the priorities, you have to prioritize. If you are going to sell a Thomas Partey, then get a midfielder. You're going to sell an Eddie Nketiah, then get a striker, right? But the priority is right now, and I think we're all pretty certain that Cedric's no longer a part of the squad in like
100%.
a
Yeah.
serious manner. Like he'll be on the bench, but like he's not playing games. He's just there to fill it out. So the priority needs to be, because the thing is, if you look at it this way, the current back four, so White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko, right? Tomiyasu's injured, and we don't know about his fitness. White is on his last legs. Kiwior is an option, yeah, sure, at left side of centre back, and I suppose right side of centre back if you want to like force it, like we did for a bit. Timber's injured, and like
Timber should be back though soon, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, but this is the thing. Hopefully, isn't going to get you a league title, is it? We need a proper. We have the ability to not have the same drop off that we had last year in defense. We can't have that again. If something, we need some reinforcement. Either a Tomiyasu type you can kind of utilize and kind of plug and play into different positions, or just something.
Okay, this is where my next conversation begins, because today we have heard some strange links. I didn't know that we're linked to him until today. So Matthijs de Ligt. Personally, for me, I haven't been watching him in Germany, and I haven't been watching him in what he's been doing in Syria. But for what he was at Ajax, he was an immense talent. The talent is still obviously there, and he's been a great success at Bayern. But would you compare him to Gabriel Magalhaes? Because I don't really think he's similar to Gabriel Magalhaes. I'm not sure. Is his dominant foot his left foot?
I'm not sure. I think he is right-footed, but I can't say that for certain. Just look it up.
Because this is another thing. What would we be signing him to do? Would we be signing him to play potentially on in the same position as Saliba and move Saliba to the left, or what would he be? Because we're not going to be signing Matthijs.
No, he's right-footed. I was right.
Yeah, we're not going to be signing Matthijs de Ligt for him to be a backup. Like this is not a backup.
We need to get out of this backup starter mentality. Pep just bought Gvardiol for 90 mil.
Yeah.
He's not meant to start every game.
No.
It's about having a squad that's able to fill out 50 to 60 games. Everyone's going to get minutes. We're not going to see Walker for 38 games. You're going to see Stones for 38 games. That's not how this works. How it works is you have a certain amount of players that are able to fill out 4 positions for 50 games. And whether that be someone gets more minutes, someone gets less minutes, you manage the squad because you get injuries, and that derails the season. Like look at how Man City have managed without Rodri. They don't really have a appropriate someone to come in. It was meant to be Phillips, and it hasn't worked. So this is the thing. So I really push back on this whole starter versus backup. There are a group of players that are there for the roles that will need to be fulfilled. It's not a question of starter and backup.
Arsenal have a long-term defensive target as Borussia Dortmund's Nikolai Solak is Arteta's
Nico Schlotterbeck, yeah.
He's well as Arteta's coaching staff, and also admires Bayern Munich's Matthijs de Ligt. But the price point and the contract situation, both the player makes it feasible, makes them in basically not feasible in January, right?
Yeah, basically. I mean, these deals are you're always going to get these links, and not even summer. Like honestly, if we do a defender in winter, I don't see us going back for another one in the summer. Especially with Timber coming back, unless something else happens and we lose someone else.
We are linked to a 17-year-old.
Jorrel Hato. Yeah,
that sounds more like what we might do.
But the thing is, Jorrel Hato is Ajax's captain. I don't think people know that.
So we're going to just sign back-to-back Ajax captains, back-to-back windows.
Well, the thing is with him, I'm not sure whether that would be a buy and loan back. I don't see that being a come in to affect the title race. I don't see like the whole point of him. I think would be more of the inverted left back role rather than the left centre back role that people are, people are intimating. I think that's the main role that he'd fulfill in the
So they're
squad.
looking at him as the Zinchenko
Replacement, yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I think the thing is,
definitely
he'll
an
be a
area we need
Zinchenko.
to
He'd be a
strengthen.
Zinchenko replacement, but he's much better defensively. He's much better at defending wide, which is if we had him at Anfield, I don't think that Salah goals gets scored. I think he deals with it.
You know
Obviously,
what?
Salah's an elite player, so
A
you can't say that for
17-year-old
sure.
defender, though, will make mistakes.
Yeah, but the thing is, and I 100% agree, which is why I would say probably it's going to be a case of buying the loan back. I think, as the tweet says, if you look at the AFC stuff tweet, it says that it's not someone that they would come cheap, and they would need someone more experienced for the running.
Yeah. We're
So
gonna talk about the loans in a second. There's also this rumor: Arsenal remain interested in Pedro Neto, but I think this is a pipe dream in January. I think
it's not going to be a
unrealistic.
January. No, that's not a January
Yeah,
thing.
this is never going to be a January signing for us.
No.
I think the fact that we're constantly linked to him, I hear it, but I just don't think we're going to pull the trigger. I don't know about you.
No, and I think that's one of the. I mean, long-term Arsenal fans will remember things like Julian Draxler. Every year would get linked to Julian Draxler. It never happened. It feels like one of those. I mean, look, I've always had a lot of love for Pedro Neto. I think that he's someone that can play both wings. Is very dynamic. Yes, is majority ball to feet, but his ability to strike with pace on the transition is frightening. So
Yeah,
I
he's a
think
difference maker.
he's a difference maker. But the thing is, there's the injury history as well. I don't think he'd
2
start. I
years.
mean, yeah. So, I mean, maybe a year from now, like January next year, maybe it could be a thing because we'll have done the centre forward signing. So, hopefully there'll be movement on, for example, another winger. Because the thing is, we'll have to do a bit of a hail and clear out. It looks like probably a Reese will have to go, or or someone
I
like
wouldn't
that.
call it a clear out. I'll just call it a reset. Just we're gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, no, but my point is there's players that are going to be here that are probably going to have to go.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
In the January window, but right now, let's talk, or in the summer potentially, because that's more of a summer sale thing. Timber. Some people are saying
Timber?
He might be back now, and then now you're getting Mikel Arteta coming out saying he's not expected back sometime yet.
I mean, I tweeted this earlier, and I think it's quite apt. I think the main thing with a lot of these injury guys, like a lot of people that they're not pretend, but like they have these they have opinions, and to be honest, they usually do.
They have their sources.
They have sources, or they have sources, or they have. I'm not calling anyone out. They have sources, or they have things. But the thing is, we don't have access to records. We don't have access to scans. We can't talk to the guy. We don't know where he is. Like, and a lot of these guys, and again, these guys are only being told telling people what they've been told. So I'm not going to rag on them too much. My whole thing is I just don't like how people phrase things to try and get out of it later. Like it's never that I just don't feel like that people are very forthcoming with how. And maybe it's the people that are telling them these things, because the thing is you can't gauge how much people adapt to stress. So, for example, any rehab process, it's basically a target-based system. It's not something that's a time-based system. So for example, Timber could do a certain amount of weight on the leg press, or is running at a certain amount of pace, or doing some like targets. These are target-based systems, or a specific rotation angle on a certain stretcher, for example. Those are the things that you can say, and this is why it's very hard to do timelines, because you don't know. For example, someone could hit one target, and then it takes them a while to get to the next level. Like it's like with anything in fitness and training.
110%.
So I very much stress against going, okay, it's going to be end of January, it's going to be February, it's going to be March.
I'm not even going to go that detailed into it, bro. I just think it's a situation where people are somewhat putting out information that they've gotten, hoping that it sticks. And if it doesn't stick, guess what? It's an injury. Things can.
No, but the thing is, this is the thing. I don't agree with that at all. I think the main thing you have to do if you're going to be putting out info, right, if you have
Try to
info
validate
saying,
it.
yeah, have it validated, and don't put timelines on it. Say, I've been told that Timber's out on grass, or I've been told he's past a certain level of this rehab, or he's progressing to the next stage of his rehab. That stuff is quantifiable. It doesn't say, okay, he'll be back by this date, because that's not quantifiable. You can't really say when he comes back, because you don't know how he's going to adapt even to team training. Because usually when you integrate with the team, it's only a couple of weeks and then you're back on the pitch.
He could technically also get re-injured, and then that person
Yeah, of
will also
course,
be
of
out.
course.
But I don't want to spend too much time on Timber's
No,
injury.
no, no. But this is it's a very important thing to talk about, because
there's one more major part to Gunner Blog's post today that we need to speak about. There's been no development on Douglas Luiz.
Good.
At this point, I feel like Douglas Luiz, we're out on him, and we know that Zubimendi is a long-term target, but I don't think we're going to get either of them in January. And he says, but Arsenal would loan if an appropriate midfield candidate became available, but a marquee midfielder is unlikely, meaning Arsenal are not going to be strengthening in the midfield the way that we want Arsenal to be strengthening in the midfield.
Think Dennis Suarez, think Kim Kallstrom, think those kinds of signings.
No,
like
but
loans.
that is, I consider those failures.
No. I'm not talking about the player. I'm talking about the consideration of the loan. So
The last loan that went well was Odegaard, and Odegaard's loan itself wasn't the most like amazing loan. It led to us signing a good player.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So I'm not, if there's a loan coming in, and this is the thing, as I said before, is it's about having it depends on the squad space. If Partey goes, then a midfield signing would be likely.
We're gonna have to wait and see what becomes available, because we didn't even know Odegaard was going to be available when we signed him on loan.
This is why doing transfer talk now is a bit of a, I don't know,
redundant.
Because you don't know, like these things can like imagine being Chelsea last Jan. You think Mudrik's going to ask for like the entire time, and then the last minute they put a bid in. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen. It's a very, very chaotic window.
Topic.
Yeah, it's a very chaotic window. So I just think that it's a bit premature to be putting sincere links. I personally hope that we do stick by this whole getting a defender thing. It's very crucial that we do. I think going into the second half of the season, we know and we saw where our title charge fell apart. It was not in midfield. It was in defense. So,
bro, I'm hearing they expect Arsenal to be looking at the 30 million range for a summer January transfer budget. Like, we're not looking to spend much.
No, and I think honestly, we don't need much. We need one, maybe if you really want two players. And the main thing for me is the main one is the defender. And how many defenders really go for 50, 60 million? It's not a lot.
Not a lot. We got William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes for cheap.
So this is the thing. Like I would say that the main thing for me is like even Kiwior was what, 17 million pounds?
Yeah.
So these that's the kind of, I don't really expect like
we're not signing a striker for 30 million. I'm sorry.
No, we're not signing a striker for 30 million. If we're going to sign a striker, we'll use that 30 million plus.
If we sign a 30 million pound striker, expect to get a Nicholas Jackson.
No, we're not signing it. Why have you come with that number? What's have you been told that number? What's with the
No, basically they're implying that if Arsenal were to make a major signing, it would be based off the back of a sale. And the sale that they're talking about would be who? Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah. I mean, this is the other thing. You can't, I mean, the other thing is with Raya, would if something happens to him, it's Colline. Like it's, I don't know, if we'll see what happens with Ramsdale. I hope that he isn't just, I understand the profit there, and we'll probably get 60, 70 million for him, which is fine, and I'd be more than happy to recoup that. But the thing is, we do not have another goalkeeper. We have Carl Hein.
FFP is a situation where we actually have to be careful of.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you remember this, and this is the thing. People forget FFP works in 3 years, right? 3-year periods. So you go back 3 years from the end of the season. So 2021 will be that season, and that season was the the Alba, another Alba, the Ozil contract termination we paid off. Correct?
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big.
And then and then Aubameyang.
Then Aubameyang, right? The 2 seasons after.
I swear we
So
did Mustafi and some other stuff also.
yeah, we did other contracts cancelled as well. So it's this. I think this year, I think will be a bit tough. I think with the increased sponsorship deals that will happen with Champions League football, increased revenue from Champions League football, I think after this year will be a bit okay. Don't forget we spent the most we've ever spent in the last summer as well. So I don't think that will. I mean, it's been a lot of the spending has been amortized quite well because we've extended the likes of Ramsdale, we've extended Odegaard, we've extended a lot of these guys. So the spending is kind of still being amortized across. I think that was said in the article as well. So this is the thing for me. I think that with the increased revenue we'll have from the likes of the Champions League and the sponsorship, I think after this year it won't be as sticky. But hopefully we can just get through it. If we can get through this one transfer window, get what we need, which is a defender, and then after that go for 1 in 1 out. That will be hopefully the theory.
Kai Havertz going to miss this game. I think it's time that we speak about the elephant in the room. Kai Havertz going to miss this game. We're going to have to talk about also we're going to have Jorginho, Emile Smith-Rowe, and Trossard as our 3 options, basically taking the mantle and in that midfield. If I were to put, I'm going to put an image of all 3 midfields, and I just want you to talk about before we predict which midfield we would go with. I just want to show all 3 midfields, kind of speak about what the obviously what we're going to miss from Kai Havertz first. So from my perspective, just looking at some of the analysis that people are giving about Kai Havertz, I think it's kind of unfair. People are saying, oh, Kai Havertz doesn't offer us anything. Us missing Kai Havertz, anyone else can slot in our team and do what he does. I just think that's ridiculous. I think some of the statements that we hear from fans is just very benign and at times dismissive of the qualities that a player has in our squad. So with Kai Havertz missing, what do you think Arsenal is going to be missing in this game versus West Ham?
No, what Kai has been able to do is he's able to hit the box well. He's able to get, he's had a couple of back post goals. His reading of space has improved a lot. He's contributing more in terms of being able to drop a bit more and go forward a bit more. He's not sort of, just hanging out in that sort of middle third of the opposition half and just kind of waiting for the ball to pass him by. He's much more understanding of where his role is in both in build as well as higher up the pitch. He's not just, as he was in the beginning, just winning tackles and that's it. So we will miss him. But if we're looking forward to this game, okay, I said it earlier to some of my friends. If Emile doesn't start this game, it's over. Like, he has to start. There's just no way. It's over. Like, seriously.
One second. It's over for Emile Smith-Rowe.
He has to start. Like, what? I'm sorry, but if Trossard starts this game, it means that he can't even get in as a backup. Like, as a rotation piece, he can't get into the squad. What is this? And you know me.
Just for the record, you're saying it's over for Emile Smith-Rowe at Arsenal as a player, totally.
Yeah.
If he cannot get into this,
if he can't get into the squad, because no Kai Havertz in the squad, he's fit, right? He's not injured, nothing. He's fit. He's a central midfielder. This is meant to be his role, right? And he can't get in the squad with no Fabio Vieira, Trossard, who's not a central midfielder, and
Partey's out.
And Partey's out. Like, if it's Jorginho coming back from injury, right? Then it means that he prefers Declan at left centre mid in an attacking role than Emile. So look, it's coming into his last chance anyway. The way he was speaking about Emile before, right? The way he was speaking about Emile before, he was very positive. Never seen him recover like this. Never seen him rehab like this. If he can't get minutes, right? Say he doesn't start. If he doesn't come off the bench at least, like with a proper role, why is he here? Like genuinely, and I love Emile. I was one who wanted Emile to start when he came back. Right, he had a good youth Euros. I think it was under 19s. They won the cup. He came back preseason. I thought he'd be while Kai learned the role. I thought maybe Emile will come in and really help Kai bed in. He hasn't played, and this is a guy that is too good just to rot on the bench for the whole of his career. He has to be able to at least play games, like 1 or 2 games. He
Fair,
can't just be
fair,
just sitting on the bench. And
fair.
it's the same with Eddie. Like Eddie, if Eddie wasn't playing games when Jesus was out, I would say the same for Eddie. Like he needs to play for a Big Six club. He needs to play for maybe like a Newcastle or Crystal Palace, Brentford, something like that. He needs to play
Yeah.
for a club that can actually start him.
Okay, so I agree with you. I want Emile Smith-Rowe to start, but I do think Arteta might go with Trossard. Now, this is what I needed your help with, my buddy. If you could do me a favor, what is the difference between the three, and what is our strengths with each one? So if we had Trossard in the midfield with Declan Rice and Odegaard, what this would give us more of an attacking threat, obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean,
But we
what
would lose more
Trossard will
control of the
do.
game.
No, I think with this, Trossard's ability to retain the ball, like it's very hard to get the ball off him, isn't it? So, I think with this one, you have a bit more of a thrust from. You'd have to have a bit more of a thrust from Odegaard, because Odegaard will have to do a lot of the middle work, whereas Trossard will be more of the attacking threat in the final third. I think with this, you could see this happen, but I would prefer not to, because I think that you lose some of the emphasis from what Emile will do is his ability to turn and run at defenses.
We're gonna
Trossard
get
doesn't
to
have
Emile
that.
Smith-Rowe.
No.
I
But I'm
just
just
wanted,
comparing to the
in
other one.
comparison to Emile Smith-Rowe, you're saying this would be more
This would be
attacking?
more of a. This would be more. Would have better ball striking. Let's put it that way. A bit more threat in terms of goal threat in the final third. Like I
Okay.
think that's the best way to put this one.
Yeah, that's how I simplified it. With Jorginho, I just simply say more control.
Yeah, basically more control, the ability to keep the ball in the middle of the pitch. Really, you're not getting the ball off Declan in that left centre mid, but what you do lose is the ability to be a bit more dynamic in the final third.
And I say this is the best balance of the three.
Yes.
Is that not wrong?
No, I think you're 100% correct. I think with this one, you have Emile's ability to turn and run at defenses. I think you have Odegaard, his ability to solve problems in build up and bring the ball through the lines. He's able to play around people and get it through people. What Emile does is his ability just to run at people with the ball, like his ability to carry through the lines, and also he'll be able to combine with a Jesus, with a Martinelli, and be a bit more tricky in the final third. He also understand where to run in terms of being able to provide a bit more of an overlap, get a Martinelli
Defensively, this one's the strongest, right?
Yes.
Offensively, this one's the strongest.
Kinda. I mean, the thing is, I think the reason why I prefer this one
So
is
why
because
would he go with the balance if we're at home against a strong team?
because the
Wouldn't you
thing
want to
is
pick?
no, because the reason why you'd pick this is because it's the you'd be able to not only retain the ball but get the ball into your forwards a bit easier. The Trossard one, his ability to retain the ball is very good, but he's not a runner. He's not someone that's going to run at defenses. He's much more of a he'll retain the ball, he'll pop it around with people, he'll try to combine with people.
What do you think about this take? Emile Smith-Rowe left wing.
Yeah, that would be cool. But the thing is, I don't really see why he would do that when we need someone in. I mean, we could do it because Martinelli needs he needs a reset. Like he needs a bit of a reset at the moment. If he is going to be dropped for a game, I wouldn't do it against West Ham because he likes playing against West Ham. He's got goals against West Ham.
I seen something that we both follow him. Remedy tweeted something today, and it kind of really opened my eyes to how I should a little bit different way of thinking about it. He was basically saying nobody under Mikel Arteta's team is in bad form. It's just the system they haven't adjusted to how the system gets the best out of them
Correct.
yet.
Correct. Yes.
So could it be that Martinelli is just right now not being clinical?
There's that. There's a lot of things happening. Look,
I said
this earlier.
People kind of overanalyze Martinelli's bad form, but everyone actually in the Arsenal fan base is like, he'll get it sorted out. We know how good Martinelli is. No one's really questioning him the same way they would question Eddie Nketiah or Gabriel Jesus or any of these other players.
For sure. So the main thing for me is it's very simple. With Martinelli, he's not getting shots. He's getting shots further away from goal. We've seen him receive the ball inside the box or just on the left side of the box a lot. His ability just to hit the ball from that kind of area, that point is very good. But the thing is, we've kind of forced him a bit wide, and it's not that he's bad at it. He can dribble past a lot of people. He's creative from that left side, but what we've sacrificed is he is, I would say, our best finisher at the club. Him, Trossard.
He hasn't been this season.
He hasn't been this season, no. But this is the thing. We've had a drop off in the amount of shots he's taken. And remember that he's also had some poor games. It's not a question of one particular thing. There's systemic problems. There's problems with him himself, and also I think that the whole, like, I'm not going to put it on Mikel, but the whole thing is he plays 70 minutes every game and then gets taken off for Trossard every game without fail. Like, he doesn't play the 90, and I feel like he's just not getting in. He's not playing in rhythm right now.
He's not getting into the rhythm.
He's not really finding, like, do you remember the game against City at home where he came on and he was electric? He found his feet because he was
playing against tired legs.
Also, he was raring to go. I think he'd been dropped, or he was coming back from an injury. I can't remember which one. I think it was an injury.
He was dropped, I think.
Or was it? If he was dropped?
Oh, injury. Yeah, you're right. He came back from an injury.
Yeah, and he was raring to go. So I think it's not just a case of the system. It's not just a case of the play. It's everything. I think we need to get him close to goal. I think that's one thing. I think we need to find a way to get him so he's not isolated out wide. And he also needs to look at himself as well and think, what can I do to really improve myself as well? Because he's not playing at the level we expect, and I'm sure he expects himself. So yeah.
Let me just stop everybody right there. Guys, this is not nice. We are currently 39 minutes into the video, and you guys are not liking the video. What did I do today for you guys to show no love? Like, I know I haven't been streaming for a while, but at least show some love, guys. Come on. It's almost New Year's. Show me some love. Hit that like button. We don't even have 40 likes. You guys can do much better than that. Hit the like button. I see there's at least like 50 votes in the thing. That means you could at least, come on, make my life a little easier, guys. Like the goddamn video. It doesn't cost you a penny. Also, quick question to everyone in the comment section. Would you rather I do Arsenal career mode or just some random stuff? Because now that I have my PlayStation, I might actually stream some games. But yeah, that's a conversation for another day maybe. But just let me know in the comment section. Would you like to see some Arsenal career mode stuff on the thing? Before we get into the game, there's one more major discussion point.
Mm-hmm.
That final discussion point. The final major discussion point is kiwior or Zinchenko. Because I'm looking at people saying Zinchenko needs to be taken out of the side versus West Ham. Kudos is going to be a problem. The right wing, the left wing, whichever wing we're defending, we're going to need two solid defenders on, and kind of a little bit PTSD from this Salah game. Do you see a situation where Mikel Arteta starts kiwior in the game?
No. I would like him to, but he won't. He won't. Look, Zinchenko is someone that he's fought for at this club. When Lissandro fell through, that was the first call he made, was to Zinchenko. And that's his boy. I think that we all know that Mikel does tend to have favourites in the squad. It's not really a shock. And I don't even think it's a bad thing. I think it shows that there's a level that you need to reach to do what he needs you to do, and then if you betray that, it's very hard for you to get that back. It shows a level of trust is there. Look, I personally wouldn't want him playing against Mohamed Kudus. He's a good player, and I don't really want that. But we also do have Gabriel Martinelli. He's there to back him up, and if something does happen, it does happen. So Bowen's not going to play on the wing. Bowen will play as a striker. So
Antonio's injured, so Bowen's the striker.
Bowen's the striker, Kudus at right wing, and Paqueta at left wing is how they've been setting up recently. So I wouldn't say that. I would say that's something that I would try and exploit if I was a West Ham fan. I'd be like, that we need to get at Zinchenko. But it's not going to be as easy when the progression for their side is down the left. It's going to require switches to the right. And do they have the ability to pass through that? I mean, Ward-Prowse can do it, but he's not as quick, in terms of releasing the ball as, for example, someone like Declan Rice is. So it's going to be tough, and it's going to be something that we're going to have to deal with. But we also have the ability to, shut them down when we can, and that's what we have to rely on tomorrow. That's the main thing, and trying to keep Kudus quiet, trying to keep Bowen quiet. Obviously, Paqueta's in great form. The assists he's been giving is look, he's good. He's been playing very well, and their midfield of Ward-Prowse and Souček, they're doing well. And the backlines, look, there are some issues that I think we can get at an Emerson. We can get at a at a Kufal, for example. So there is things we can do, but it's going to be a tough game, and we'll see what happens. And I think that is going to be very key, because when we go into this New Year's run, we need to start picking up points. We need to pick up points to keep us going, pretty much. So yeah, I mean, welcome to our new guest. I hope you're doing well, and yeah, you're coming at a great time, to be honest.
You're up, boys. Yeah,
I'm well. So we're gonna talk about the West Ham game. Obviously, I'm just changing the layout here, so just bear with me. But I want to know, we got Tommy here, obviously a West Ham fan. He's probably looking forward to his team playing. We're just gonna ask him a couple questions before we get started. How you feeling about West Ham this year, man? Because I remember last year you were stressing.
No,
last year you were not happy at all.
No, last year was the best year of my life as a West Ham fan.
No, I mean, year, there was moments where you were stressing in the when you guys were like in a relegation battle and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you don't want to be down there, but we won a trophy in it, so it's probably the best season I've ever had, honestly. But no, this season is stressful. This season is just, we're either hot or cold, and it's so annoying. Like one week we'll play like Barcelona, next week we'll play like Burton. It's hard. Like we can't keep it like. But no, I'm not looking forward, because we've won probably 1 out of 13 against you lot. The only time we beat Arsenal is 1 if they're leaving their stadium, 2 if they're playing in a new stadium, or if we were in a relegation battle. That's when we beat you guys. So we're definitely losing tomorrow.
Curran, who do you worry about from the West Ham side?
It's the front three, all three of them: Paqueta, Bowen, and Kudus. They've been on fire, and look, it's quite clear that if they are on it, they can get something from this game. But the question is, as you mentioned, was, are they going to be on it? That's the question. Especially playing against Declan, there's obviously going to be some. I mean, it's not going to be West. It's not going to be the Carabao Cup game where there was a bit of feistiness, but there will be some, jitters from him. He'll want to put a good performance on. It was this time last year where they came after the World Cup, and Declan was kind of knackered after the World Cup, and he tried to do everything he could, but it just didn't happen. And after the game, you could see that there was definitely something there with us. The interview he gave was sparkling in terms of what he thought of our project, and hopefully this year he can show a better showing they did at the Carabao Cup. And we can go away with 3 points and into the new year happily.
I was at that game.
Were you actually?
Yeah, that Arsenal fan that was I was literally 2 seats in front of him. it was like 3-0 down, and he started kicking off, and he got chucked
God.
out. Yeah,
Which game was this?
The Carabao Cup
Arsenal,
game.
the Carabao Cup one. It was like night.
Yeah.
It was like 8 o'clock kickoff.
Oh
I was
yeah,
just behind the goal.
that
But I
it
was
must.
there.
Did he get beat up?
No, people trying to get him, but there's loads of stewards like surround him to walk him out. But yeah, he was
No.
giving it. It was funny.
Right.
He weren't a good-
Let's get into this though. I need to know what's the hot topic at West Ham right now? Is everything good at West Ham? Everyone's happy. Everyone's living life.
It's Moyes. Moyes is the topic. Always will be when he at West Ham. Moyes will always be the topic at West Ham.
But isn't
He's
he
always-
leaving at the end of the year?
Well, there's talk that he could get a contract extension. Which,
What?
Yeah.
there has been talk that you might get a contract.
Yeah, but the thing is,
But
If you
shouldn't you
look
be happy that he's done
be.
such a good job for the last few years?
I know you say about Arteta, but if you look at what Moyes has done, especially at I'm not one of West Ham fans. I
He
know
stabilized
it's
them, yeah.
Mate, he's done more than that. He's taken us from near
You
relegation.
haven't been like this in the 21st century, I don't think. Winning a European trophy, comfortably top half now.
Yeah, I still want him out. That's how mad it is.
But yeah,
Why do you want him out?
He's just, do you know what it is? I think some people want managers out, not because if they don't think they're good enough, or it's just sometimes, like you just don't like manage their football or the decisions he made. Like, I think with you guys, with Arteta, I think he does everything you like. Like, everything you like in a manager. Like me, Moyes does everything I don't like in a manager. But I can almost go put my hands on him and go, look, he's still one of our best ever managers. I'd rather him go. I wish he left when we won the cup. I'd rather him just left.
He couldn't have left on the high.
Yeah,
he could have.
Yeah, man. He could
You
have.
think so?
Yeah.
You could have given him a nice position upstairs. Help with the transition.
Call me crazy, but they could win the Europa League this year.
Yeah, we could. That's the thing. That's not me.
That's not me. There's also Liverpool, AC Milan are in there now.
Milan, yeah. Brighton is still in it.
Forgot about them.
So yeah, I mean it'll be tough, but look, Moyes is his ability to set up for a cup game he's very good at that. His ability just to set up a defense, keep the block in a tight zone.
Why people don't rate him. Like I do see why people don't rate him.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's the 100%, and that's fair enough.
At the end of the day, it's football. It's meant to be entertainment. Yeah. It's not meant to be.
Aren't you still in the League Cup also?
No, they got
lost to Liverpool.
1-1, yeah.
Oh yeah. That was a convincing loss, though. Okay. Last time we spoke to you, you were saying we should be Arteta out. Now you get it, right? No. Now you finally get it.
No. Do you know what it is? I think I'm one of them because I don't know whether it's because I had a season ticket for like 10 years, but I see it where I know you have like with people you got like League Gunner, like people have like had season tickets because I see where they come in from and see the angle. Like at West Ham, I've seen everything. Like I've seen us in the I was there when we was in the Championship. I was doing the conga on the last day of the season. We got relegated, and now I've seen us win like Europa League, like fucking. Sorry, Gal, European Championship. Like I've seen it all. I've seen like I know what's like. I can see where he's coming from. I see where you guys are coming from. I think people in football, people just see things like totally different. And I think it's not always about being right and wrong.
It's very polarizing nowadays.
Yeah.
You got people really crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, before we go into the game and do our actual predictions, is there any major lineup changes to your squad, or should it be the same way it was last game?
No. Agurd's out. He's a doubt. Agurd's a doubt. Antonio's out. So yeah. It's going to be long night.
So this is the team that I have right now. I'm going to just put it on the screen for you guys to see. Just 1 second. This is, and I think, Karan, this is probably what Arteta might go with, barring what do you call it? Some major change. So this is the team.
It'll be Mavro for Agurd.
Obviously, you'd want to see Smith-Rowe instead of Trossard, but this might be what we actually go with. And then this is what they're saying their team would be.
The only change for them would be no Agurd. It'll be Mavropanos.
Mavropanos starts for them now.
Yeah,
with no Agurd.
He starts mostly. Him and Agurd mostly start in Europa League games. So in Europa League games, it's him and Agurd that start. In Prem, it's usually Zuma or Agurd.
Yeah.
So
he's doubtful. He might play, but it's a doubtful. So depends on the day.
Let's see. It says you only have one injury, so
Mikel Antonio, yeah. we're doing all right.
And you know what? We really do well at home against you. I feel like it's when we travel to your ground we do bad, but when we're at home, we tend to beat you.
We as a banter-wise, we actually own you because like we was the last team to beat you at Highbury, and then the first team to beat you at the Emirates.
Correct.
So I love that fact. I love it.
Yeah, you're also the first team to beat Tottenham at their new stadium.
Yep. Yeah, we are.
And the thing is, I think the main thing with this game is going to be, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the whole it will be Alvarez and Souček versus probably Rice, Odegaard, and Trossard, and it'll depend on whether Ward-Prowse can drop to the right and then hit those switches left to right and try to get Kudus in
Who's your
behind
captain now?
Zinchenko.
Is it Ward-Prowse?
No, Zuma.
It's Zuma.
Zuma's like Zuma.
Yeah, it'll be Zuma.
Yo, Declan Rice is good. But
no, he ain't, because whenever us West Ham fans told you about him, he's like, nah, he ain't better than Partey. He's not better than Rodri.
I didn't know he was this good.
First of all, I'm not having that. I'm not having it. I'm having it. No. Look, you can go look on my Twitter. I've been wanting this guy since 2021. This is not, you're not playing this with me. You can play this with a gal, play this with other Arsenal fans. You can't play this with me.
I didn't know Declan Rice was this good. I was saying Partey's better than him. I was saying Rodri's better than him.
Yeah, but you forget what borders we've seen at
my
club.
When we signed him and we posted a video saying that Declan Rice is better than Casemiro, we got slated. Now, if we say that, everyone just agrees.
The thing is, you go on about Cobham. Have you seen what have come out of our academy? Yes, we haven't got trophies as much as yours. Yes, we ain't got the trophies.
No, your academy has produced legends. Rio.
Even the last academy batch, the youth. I was there. The youth cup final. You battered us in
5-0,
5-1. I think it was. Like, there's a couple of kids there that
there's one
Marshall. I think Earthy as well. I think he's a decent.
Quite a few.
Isn't Nakamba? I think his name is
Nakamba. Yeah.
Where do you expect West Ham to be at the end of the year? That's a good question. Big up, Alistair Ben.
No, that's a really good question. Well, what about where would I be happy? I'll be happy if we're probably anything above 8th. I'll be happy. But anything
so you just want to be in Europe?
I think they'll be 7th. I think they'll be 7th, personally.
I think we get conference. If we don't win Europa, I think we'll finish. Do you know what I looked at?
Yeah. No, I'm going to look at the table right now. It's very achievable.
Yeah, but it changes all the time, because the other week I was looking at the teams, because we was like 9th. I was looking at the teams in front. I was looking at I was looking at Brighton, Newcastle, Man United. And I was thinking, Villa. I'm thinking, But now I've looked at it. Look at, like, form goes out the window. Because look at the teams. We've got like Man United, Brighton, and they're losing it a bit.
Mate, you're 7th right now.
Look, the main thing is, and this is another thing, right? There's a couple of teams that should really be there. They're just not. As he mentioned, Brighton aren't that good. Chelsea,
Newcastle,
are
Man United,
are great. Man United. You know, the thing is with Man United is they won yesterday. But that's a massive paper.
Yeah, but that's crazy. That's paper. Yeah, Man United.
No, but you know the crazy thing is, you lose one game. Say you lose to Arsenal, and then Chelsea win. They're not that far from you. It's unlikely you're going to finish below Chelsea.
I've already said if Liverpool win the Carabao Cup, they're winning the league. I've said that since they beat us. I've gone, if they win the Carabao Cup, because people underestimate winning that trophy and winning the league. As soon as a team wins that trophy, and they win the league.
It can happen.
It's not that simple, though.
It's not that simple, but it can happen for sure. The thing is that they had that season where they did the Carabao FA Cup double and they didn't win the league. I mean, this is the thing. It can help, but it can also not help. You know what I mean?
What about Liverpool's history that they've never been able to win a title race? Like, the only time they won the title recently was when they were clear.
Look, I think the
records are meant to be broken, aren't they?
No, but this is the thing, right? And the thing is,
ours is too.
Yeah. But the thing is, right, with this Liverpool team, they are good. They're very good. We found that out this weekend, right? We got a 1-1 draw. I think it was a fairly fair game. I mean, there was obviously controversies with the handball, and
I think they had the advantage, but that's only because they were at home. So I think it was yeah.
So they have to come to us. right? They have to host Man City as well. I think they have to go to Man United as well, and they usually batter United at Anfield, but they usually they're a bit iffy at Old Trafford. They're not. I mean, they've won 5-0, but they've also lost there. So I don't know. There's definitely tests along the water. We just have to, as I mentioned to Gal before your game, is we have to go on a run now.
No, I just thought if you won that Carabao Cup, you was definitely winning the league this year, 100%.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
I would 100% because I think your team is at a critical point now that if you don't start picking up trophies, your squad will just go. There's a time limit where your squad go. You know what? I don't think we believe this in it because you haven't.
But the thing is, that would be fair if we hadn't just done the contract extensions. We've just extended Saka, we've just extended Martinelli, we've just extended Odegaard, we've just extended Saliba. A lot of these guys, Gabriel the year before. A lot of these guys are long-term.
He's grown on me, that Gabriel.
He's grown on me. Moment in time.
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
I'm not too concerned about any. But
in terms of the league and what we can do and what Liverpool can do, Liverpool have a very good team. It's just the case where when it gets to Europa, it's not the same as Champions League. It's the Thursday games. It's the long travel. It's a different beast in terms of managing that and a run. And we found that out when we tried to get top 4 and we kind of fell at the last hurdle with injuries. It happens. So I think that is another issue. I think with Liverpool, a lot of it is going to be down to who strengthens correctly in January. They need a defensive midfielder. We need another defender. You
need a striker, man. I think you're making majority. Yeah, you do. You need.
We were talking about that earlier.
We were talking about that earlier.
It's a striker. No, for you. Do you know for you guys?
Attacking signing.
Do you know why you need a striker? It's not even fact because you'll probably go, oh yeah, but no, because I know you probably say we do scoring games. We do scoring games. We've got guys that score, but it's not that. It's the games that you don't score in when you can see. Usually you need to get that second goal or third goal. You need to kill the team. Because usually if you don't get that second goal, the other team always concedes. So you're probably thinking, yeah, but we scored another. No, you need that striker. 90th minute, 88th minute, where it's just 1-0, 2-0 bang. Because goal difference is so key in the title race. So key.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I hear it.
I
hear it. But
that's why you need a killer. Because Jesus ain't a killer. I like Jesus. I think he's brilliant. He's what he does, but he's not a killer. He's not. He's not a killer. No, he's not. Oh, he's not a killer.
Nketiah isn't a killer either. Look,
you can make a case. You can make a case.
Tony.
One second. You can make a case that besides the City team and the Chelsea team that had Diego Costa, no team has won a league title over the last couple of years with a main man up top.
City did it.
They've had wingers or other people or collective contribution.
Aguero did.
How long ago was that? What year?
Well, you got Van Persie. You got Van Persie, Vardy.
You see how far back you're going?
I think the first three at the first of the three people.
Chelsea was like Diego Costa twice.
Yeah. If you're talking City, it's
AMT coming in here.
Yeah, but that's just City. You're just thinking just
One
City.
One second. You got AMT coming in with the super chat saying he's right. A striker is my first choice, then a midfielder. Unfortunately, I don't think we're getting either in January. I think we're only going to strengthen our.
Yeah, but this is why you ain't going to win the league, man, and this is why I don't think you'll kill it.
No, but you can't expect to go into every January window saying you need this player to go and secure the win.
And then where do you blame that? Then don't you blame that in the way the squad's been built? Because I think
there is problems with the way the squad has been built. 100%.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
it's not a question, but the thing is, the question is right. And now I was saying this to a gal earlier. We're losing. If you look at the times when we've dropped points this season, it's not because we've not scored goals. It's because we've made dumbass mistakes at the back. Look at the Spurs game. I'm sure you the North London derby, the Jorginho mistake that cost us the equaliser. The Fulham game, Zinchenko mistake, corner, goal.
Liverpool as well.
Zinchenko, right? He's
a liability that game.
This is the thing, right? This is why I'm not. With the budget we're going to have, because we do have FFP constraints, and again, that is a concern in terms of the way the squad has been built. We've had to do, we had to make financial decisions with Ozil, with Aubameyang. You know what I mean? There has been concerns. The thing is, what is the most common cause of drop points this season is dumbass mistakes that have led to goals. We have like something like 6 or 7 errors leading to goals. Yeah, we're top or second in the league. Like that is a major issue. If we can cut out those mistakes, it's not going to be pretty, but we can win games 1-0. We can win games maybe like a 2-1. But the thing is, can we keep a defense that can actually keep the ball out of the net? Because the guy in the net is tiny and can't reach the ball half the time. So, look, that's the main thing for me. If we can get a defense that can win you a title, then you can win. You can rely on a Saka, a Martinelli, an Odegaard, these kind of guys that can really help you propel yourself to get the goals that you need to win something big. And it might not even be a title. It might be a Champions League or an FA Cup or something. So we'll see.
Tommy, I'm just going to ask you one more question before we go to the main thing where we predict the score. Is Declan Rice the best midfielder in the league this season, or am I tripping?
No.
Who is it?
Paqueta.
There we go. Now he's class. You know what I mean? He is class.
He's unbelievable, that geezer. I'm not even gonna lie.
Would you guys sell him in January to City?
No, of course not. No, I would never sell him.
They've gone in a different direction with Matthijs Nunes and with Kovacic. They've gone they've got enough midfielders. They need a DM, a proper DM.
They regret signing those guys over Paqueta.
Oh, 100%.
At this moment in time, they regret not dropping the 100 million on Paqueta, because City, if they had Paqueta, they would have another person in that midfield that could help them out massively. And this year, they need that extra body in the midfield, especially with the injuries and the suspensions that they've faced in the midfield. All right, I was kind of trying to push you into the point of that, talking about Declan Rice. But tell me, bro, what you're seeing at Arsenal right now? You've been seeing the same thing at West Ham, or is this a better
it's all the same? It's all the same.
It's the same. It's exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
So
exactly the same.
Just at this point, people are speaking about him as the player of the season so far.
I think he's probably been a signing as like altogether as a signing. So what he's done for you, how he's changed the club, sort of.
Bro, forget signing. If the Premier League ended today and Arsenal were to win the league, people would say Declan Rice would be one of the strongest candidates for player of the season. Your manager said that you sold the best player in the league.
Best player in the league. He's good. Look at you guys, man. You guys, look. You love him, didn't you? You love him.
I've loved him for years.
Look at how he changed. Look at how he changed.
Years, all right. Look
at how he's changing.
I've loved
He's changing on Declan Rice already.
I've had Chelsea fans in my DMs and my replies for years now saying that it's pointless. He's going to Chelsea. It's done. Forget it. I've had this shit for years, so I'm not having it. Maybe for Egal, but not for me. I'm not having this bullshit. Look, I went to bat for this guy when he had the crazy haircut and he was skinny and he was gangly and he was a centre back coming in.
He scored against us.
He scored against us.
Nasri assisted that as well.
Yeah, Nasri assisted it as well. So this is the thing. Like, I understand that there's a lot of West Ham fans that are maybe a bit defensive, saying we've been telling you this for years, and you have. And because I was there, I was there with you.
No, for me, it's only a bit of a laugh. It's funny, like
it is funny, but the thing is, you get guys like there's a couple of guys on Twitter that get a bit leery with it, but it's fun.
I only
like,
know
genuinely.
3 people who wanted him: you, James, and George.
Correct.
Everybody else was saying Basuma. Everyone else was saying Caicedo. Everyone else is saying somebody else every other week.
You buy Caicedo with Rice. You don't buy him instead of Rice.
I remember Chelsea fans saying Chouameni.
And also you buy him in a good system as well. You don't buy him at Chelsea where everything's all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, it's annoying.
I reckon he'd be brilliant in your system, Caicedo, because he's a system player. He's like Havertz. So players now, they need to be put in a system to work. If they don't get put in a comfortable or system that's actually been working like yours, like where players will shine.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think with Caicedo, it was a case where we tried to sign him in January, and then they just weren't budging. It's just Brighton, Bloom, and his guys are just like, no, we'll sell him when we need to sell him, not when you guys want him. So
I wanted both Declan Rice and Caicedo. I agree
wanted
with
both.
Jake in the comments.
Would you have taken Kudos? You would have taken him?
Yeah, no, because the thing is,
what a 100%.
He's a
But
bit
you
of
know
a
the
baller
thing
himself.
is, we wanted Kudos as a backup for Saka.
We wanted him as a backup / sort of like a central midfield option as well, because he could play left centre mid as well. We did a lot of your signings. We wanted Kudus at one point. We wanted Paqueta at one point. Like these are quality players.
Oh, Bowen, we need to have a conversation about Bowen and Saka. We need to have a conversation about
it. What conversation about Bowen and
Saka?
Saka?
Massive conversation.
So what are you saying? You're saying Bowen's on Saka's level?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Why wouldn't he say it? He's a West Ham fan.
No, but I'm actually but I'm actually saying this because I'm not saying it because he's like I'm not really one of them players that wreck my players. Like I'm one of them, but I would also back the player for like he's come from the Championship. He scored what? He got what? So season before last, he got 10 goals, 10 assists. Last season, he got 6 goals. This year, he's on 11 Premier League goals already.
He's playing well.
But I don't want you to get offended. I don't get why people get offended when they
go,
like looking down on him. Not you guys.
No, nobody's offended.
I'm not. But even if say if I do think Bowen is good, like he's brilliant, Bowen. Like it ain't. I think people get too offended by it because they like Saka.
Bowen is one of the better players in the league right now.
Yeah.
He really is. No, but the thing is, like, if you look at Bowen and playing centre forward actually gets the best out of Bowen because he's able to. He's a great ball striker. He's good at running in behind. He knows how to find the last man. He's a good dribbler as well. So he's found this nice niche for him. I think that it's now Kudus is in the Saka conversation. It's not Bowen because Bowen is more. I would say Bowen's probably better than Eddie at the moment. I think that's a fair conversation to have. I think that's a better conversation to have. Because
come on, man. Eddie would stop. I don't think he'd stop at any.
You have to look at.
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing. I'm saying Eddie is better than. You
have to look at Bowen as a striker.
Yeah, that's what. That's literally what I'm saying. I'm saying he's probably better than Eddie right now.
Yeah.
So make that conversation.
I would put Bowen, Dominic Solanki, and Ollie Watkins in the same bracket this season.
Yeah, they're all three of them have been excellent this season. Like I think Solanki's been excellent. I think Bowen's been excellent. I think
Solanki. And that's not even an insult, Tom. That's like a compliment.
No.
Because Solanki's the second best scorer in the league right now, behind Arnie. He's having a great season.
I used to laugh at him. My brother-in-law told me about it. He was like, West Ham are looking at Solanki. I'll take him. And I was like, what, Solanki? But obviously, I haven't realised how many goals he scored. Scored actually.
Bro, if you had Solanki in your team, wow.
No.
Solanki would be the finishing piece to your puzzle. But you guys had Haller in your team and you let him go and he became a monster.
Mate, we had Zaza in our team. Mate, we've had loads of stupid strikers. Shamak, Mido, Piquion. We had loads. Sheringham. Yeah, we had loads.
You know what?
Chikorito.
I remember a couple of years ago. When we used to have this fixture, people used to talk about.
We even had Ali Adair as well.
You did have Ali Adair. That's a throwback.
I remember a couple of years ago when we were bad, people used to do combined 11s with our teams. But now, if I look at it, your team,
I hate combined.
You wouldn't really take anyone.
I think they, because they even I'll call you out, Gal. With a combined, you'll say it's one thing and then you'll change it in the combined 11.
No.
We'll get to that centre back and be, we have to have players that only play, and then you'll get to fucking right. Sorry, you get to right wing and you'll be like, no, they can play. No, even if they're injured.
Bro, I remember doing this with you a couple of years ago. We had like 5 West Ham players in.
What's wrong with that? We're doing quite well.
Yeah, they were doing quite well.
Yeah, we're doing quite well now, so it ain't a bad thing.
Now, if we did a combined 11, it would only be Paqueta and maybe Jared Bowen.
No, Kudos. He'd go left wing over Martinelli.
So 3.
This season.
Maybe.
This season. This season. Yeah. And I like Martinelli, but he's looking very suspect at the minute.
Yeah, he's not on it right now.
Yeah. He's not. He's not.
I'll put Paqueta over Odegaard this season.
Havertz.
Havertz in midfield. I'm trying to think. Do you want to do a quick
Odegaard's
11?
still in, bro.
Do a quick 11. I mean, I would say Areola probably. I
would say him or Ramsdale. I do like Ramsdale.
I do like Ramsdale. He's not played this season, so if it's this season, it's going to be Areola. I don't trust that
Ryan, man. I'm
not going to lie to you. I think the back line and the goalkeeper is all Arsenal.
I would say
Emerson.
I don't.
Emerson. I'll say Emerson left back. I think he's been brilliant.
You take Emerson over Zinchenko.
And Cooper.
Yeah.
I take
Ben White.
Mate, Kufal is the most underrated.
No.
right
I'm
back
not
in this
having
league,
that
man.
one. I'm not having that one.
What?
I'll have Emerson. But I'm not
Yeah.
having White. Okay, White is staying. White is
No,
definitely
do you know
staying.
what? Do you know why? If it was last season, I'll put White in there.
But
this
what has
season-
White done to say last season's
No, but
been
you're-
worse?
I don't know. Maybe because I thought he was more attacking, and I don't know. Maybe because I watched Kufal more, and
I think that honestly,
yeah.
I don't think there's any reason to take White out. Honestly,
And that's no disrespect to White either, because Kufal's been brilliant this year. He's got what six assists in the Prem.
we put Emerson in the back line. Everything else stays the same. Goalkeeper and the three.
White as
Then
right back.
we go to the midfield. I'm putting in Paqueta, Declan Rice, and Odegaard.
Yeah, I'm putting Paqueta, Rice, Odegaard, and then probably Kudus, Bowen,
and Saka.
Well, Bowen up
What do you
front.
say?
Yeah, Bowen up front. Yeah.
So you got 3 players in. Four. That's fair.
No.
That's decent, you know. And the thing
European
is,
champions, come on.
European champions. I mean, we got
There you
Declan
go,
Rice, who's also European champion in there.
Yeah, he'll be
So,
good. People saying no James Ward-Prowse over Odegaard. I'm sorry.
That's hard as well because
over Odegaard. Nah.
Oh, he has got
no.
You know what it is,
Nah, you guys are mad.
Yeah. No, listen to me. We've all pressed. Yeah,
Ram, you're instigating for no reason. What are you doing?
All he does is he set pieces. I can't stand watching him as a fan. He's
you know what? You know what the thing is?
Painful to watch.
You know what crazy
I love.
He'll get you Gear stats in bunches though.
He makes Noble look like Ronaldinho.
I would kind of. I wouldn't mind it, is because we're so good on corners this year.
Oh
this
yeah,
year,
we're crazy on corners.
Yeah, good on corners.
So just to have him as like a set piece taker, just to have him.
We can't take out Odegaard.
No, we can't take out Odegaard.
But guys, let's move on to the final segment.
I'm having Sleeper captain.
Yeah, it could be actually.
Score predictions, guys. No, Declan Rice should be captain.
No, it will be probably Odegaard if we're being.
He's going to be the best defender of all time. That kid.
He's lovely, isn't he? He's
what? I thought he will be the best defender of all time.
Oh mate,
our best defender of all time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's class.
I can see it. I'm not.
He'll be better than Sol Campbell and Tony Adams by the end of his career.
Well, if he gets the trophies as well, he would have a bigger legacy. I'm saying, probably legacy. He could have a massive legacy if he starts.
The thing is, Tony Adams was at Arsenal for almost 20 years.
A long time.
Yeah, but he changed the game as well. Yeah, he's going to playing out centre backs as well. He sort of changed it as well.
He's everything.
Like Saliba, he's not generational though. Like he is.
You just said he.
I know he's hard. I don't want to be too like loving Arsenal.
Your statement.
Nah.
Is he?
No, because I don't.
How is he not generational?
You know what? The thing is, I get it because like you're just like, I want to say it, but I don't really want to say it either. But I want to say it.
You're on the fence.
Yeah.
You're on the fence. Listen, at this point, though, words generational, world class, they get thrown around a lot. But let's talk about the actual thing. We face each other. This is a London derby. We faced each other last time in the League Cup. We lost 3-0. Personally, for me, it's going to be a tough game at home. You guys usually sit back, try to neutralize us and hit us on the counter, and we try to dominate possession and pin you back and end up getting a goal at some point, breaking it down, and then it usually opens up the floodgates. I think it's going to be the same way it usually goes whenever we're at our house. Dan Lawless was on, and he said his prediction is 3-1 to the Arsenal. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Arsenal victory. I think it's going to be, we keep a clean sheet. I think we keep you away from scoring, and it's going to be extremely difficult for 90 minutes to break you down. But once we do, we're going to get a second, and it's going to be maybe like that 6-minute segment where we get 2 goals, and for the rest of the game, we just struggle. That's how I'm viewing this game. But what are you saying, Tommy?
I'm going for 2-1. We score first, like it did last season, because I feel like it's one in results.
2-1 Arsenal, by the way.
Yeah. With us scoring first, like last season, I just got a feel. You see one of the results that go 2 years in a row. I just got a feel to go the exact same way. How I'd want it to go is a 90th minute own goal from a corner. I'd love that.
No, I'm actually going this the same way. I think 2-1. I think as well. I don't know who scores first. I think hopefully Martinelli gets a goal, and maybe Saka as well. And then
you guys don't see a clean sheet happening in this game?
No, I see Kudus getting one.
We kept one last game as well. So
I think
Definitely
Kudus. I think Kudus on Zinchenko gets one.
It's either going to be we score first or
Yeah.
you score two and we score one late on. Like,
I guess
like,
that's the matchup of the game. Kudos versus Zinchenko is the matchup of the game.
oh man.
Hey,
Yeah, but
and
then you
Emerson versus Saka.
Emerson
that'd be good.
versus Saka.
That'd be good. That'd be good. You know, that'd be good
Yeah.
and good and quite.
I never really rated Emerson at Chelsea, but over at
You
your
see,
place-
no. If you think is, you look at what he did at West Ham last season and this season as well. He's much better than he used to be. So
he's our man of the match in the final. He was my man of the match
Yeah.
in the final. Oh, he's brilliant. Awesome.
Yeah.
he's much better than he used to be. I think that spell at Lyon did him quite well, and then he's come back.
And I think that's where we wrap it up, guys. Big up AMT for the super chat, talking about the striker situation. Big up everyone in the comment section. If you've missed some of the stuff that we spoke about today, we spoke about Matthijs de Ligt, we spoke about Dominic Solanki, we spoke about Kai Havertz and all the other stuff. There is descriptions in the comment section. I will also put the link to Curran's channel, Ball Over Passion, in the description also. So make sure you guys do check that out also. That is in the description right now. And yeah, Tommy, I appreciate you for jumping on.
No,
West Ham fan, he does jump on occasion. You guys can catch all the guys. I think you guys have your tag names. 1 second, let me put that up. Yeah, there it is. There you go. And yeah, we're out of here, people. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully, everyone in the comment section, you enjoyed this video. And yeah, we see some quick predictions. We see 3-1, 2-0, 5-0.
5-0.
5-0, Dave.
It will be. It's gonna be.
You know what? I'll take that.
2-1. Yeah, some guys going a little bit too giddy over there. But yeah, we're out of here, people. You guys have yourselves one day. Some guys said Paqueta's the key. Yeah, he's always their best player, one of their best players. But yeah, we're out of here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, post-match reaction around 11 o'clock-ish. But at night, I'll catch you guys then. Peace. You already know what it is.